All right, hi guys, welcome back to this short series on the importance of work or why we work. That's the topic that is before us. If you've not watched part one, the principle of productivity, please go back and watch. But for this nugget, I would like to share with you the second principle as to why work is important. And this is a principle of becoming. So one of the reasons why we work is because through work or through the labor of work, there are different sets of insights that we gather as we take the labor of work. For instance, today we are here with this amazing team, the media team, recording every week. And there are things you learn by being in that team. One of the things you learn is what it means to work together as a team. You learn what it means to live a life of service by just serving every week. There is the insight of collaboration. There is the insight of just being able to pour out your gifts. The team here is refining their talents, their gifts. So all these things can only be captured through the labor of work. And so this process of developing your character, developing your heart, it continues to be fashioned through your life as you take the labor of work. So one of the ways by which we become in this life is by putting our hearts and our minds and our hands to work, because there are things we learn as we continue to serve, as we continue to work. And that is why the Bible is always against idleness. When we read about the woman, we always quote about the woman, the Proverbs 31 woman. One of the things that comes out in those scriptures is that the testimony about that woman is that he does not eat the bread of idleness. When you look at the Bible, it's always talking about it's always against idleness. It talks about being a sluggard, where you are told, go to the ant and look at the ways of the ant. Look at how the ant is so industrious, no time for laziness. The Bible says that diligent hands will always be fruitful. So there's always a form of fruitfulness, and all these things are the products of the labor of work. So when God puts you in a situation, when God tells you this semester, as a college student, I want you to serve in that student council. Or he tells you, in your family, I want you to clean the dishes. Or he tells you, take out the trash. Or you're in a team and he's calling you to a life of service. It is because God knows that as you continue to give yourself in these places, as you give yourself in that school, in that student council, as you give yourself in that team that you serve in church, whether as an usher, whether as a speaker, as you come in to wait on people as they come to church, whatever form of work that God calls you to, it is because the intelligence of God is putting you there so that you can be able to gather some things that you would not have learned if you were idle. And so the labor dimension of work teaches us on what to become and how to become. If you stay as a sluggard and if you do not put your hands to work, there are things in this life that you will never learn. So step out this year, because one of the ways by which we develop our character, one of the ways by which we develop our spirits, one of the ways by which we learn what it means to work with people, one of the ways by which we even learn about God is when we put our hands to work. There is a blessing in the labor of work. This is a principle of becoming. You become. There is a process of becoming that you receive, that continues to be fashioned in your life as you put your hands to work. So may you have a fruitful and a productive week, even as you put these principles into practice. Thank you.